One of the biggest misconceptions around bulging discs or herniated discs or back pain in general is that we need to avoid load. And we have to understand that there is no such thing as too much load. For some people, picking up a teapot can be too much load. And for others, lifting 100 kilos off the floor can be a walk in the park. It's all about the load that you are currently conditioned for, both in the actual strength and resilience of those discs themselves, how much they can squash and bear, and also your competence in the movement. Are you able to correctly, technically execute with good choreography the movement itself so as to maintain a neutral spine or the optimal spine position through that movement? Or are you allowing your spine to move in all sorts of directions, making the movement, quite frankly, a roll of the dice, either whether this is going to be the next one that causes that herniation? Ultimately, the correct deployment of axial loading of your spine is going to increase the rate of collagen production in that disc, or at least direct the collagen production that's taking place to strengthen the very fibers of that annulus fibrosus. It's going to improve the hydration or help maintain normal hydration through those discs, and it's also going to improve dramatically the muscular strength and competence of the surrounding muscles and the way in which the muscles of that lower back feed into the musculature of the hip below and the upper back above to create this strong supportive network of that lower back. Something that's vital in the early days of your recovery, and you lean more and more on later on as you progress your strength and stability work. Quite frankly, so many people fail here, and we see members need sometimes a bit of coaxing along in this department. Not so much because they fail to load altogether, but because they stagnate. They're doing 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12 kilos on a hip hinge or a squat, and they're kind of just sitting there expecting things to improve, when actually we have to continue to increase the load that we're using and steadily make progress over the long term. The load, the heaviest load that you're ever using on any of your exercises is always going to be the heaviest load. It never gets easier. We only get stronger. And with training in particular for increasing the spine stability, it's only really on the retrospective looking back to what you were doing 6 months ago and trying that you realize how far you've come. Because quite frankly, you're always having to push the envelope. You're always having to work at that level that is just hard enough to get change to take place and just below the level at which injuries take place. And so it's never that we're having an easy day, quote unquote. We're always having to, on our exercises, push things. And so it's only that moment when we take a step back and go, wow, look how far I've come. I didn't used to be able to pick up that 4 kilo weight off the floor, and now I'm using 15 and 20 and finding it comfortable.